It's nice we can find all these musical sources to work with these days.
That's really pretty, that piece. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the great freedoms that the contemporary composer has and rarely uses, that he's presented with the culture of the whole world if he chooses to look for it. It's not even very hard to find. You just walk into Tower Records or Rather Ripped or something like that, and there it is, all in front of you, for a few dollars.
I noticed that you didn't, for instance, on the Talking Heads album, mention Hugo Ball's name. Do you tend to be...
he is mentioned in the if you read the credits on the
disc?
On the disc, yes. It
Yeah.
says composed by Byrne, Ball, Eno, or something like that. Eno, Ball, Byrne. Eno, Ball, Burner. Yeah, he's mentioned there.
Do you fear any suit at some point from people who might...
Well, this is a difficult area. I mean, a long time ago I had an idea that I wanted to make a piece from a little phrase that Jimi Hendrix played on one of his songs called War Heroes, I think the song was, or the album was anyway. Midnight was the name of the song. There was one little section which had this exquisite guitar sound that lasted, maybe 5 seconds, and I thought I could make a whole piece of that. But I never dared do it because I was sure that I would get sued, and the thing would never be released and so on.
On the other hand, Hugo Ball...
Hugo Ball, I mean, he died in 1922 or something, so what chance has he got? He must be public domain by now, I guess. But with the Arabic people, and the Ethiopian man we used in one of the songs, for instance, this is a real kind of moral dilemma. I want to use this material, but of course I'm not going to claim it's mine. Obviously these people are going to be credited duly, but how do you get any other remuneration to an unidentified Ethiopian man recorded 15 years ago? I mean, the only good thing you can hope that comes out of it is that people say, hey, these Ethiopians are interesting, and that in some way you modify their view of Ethiopians and of that kind of music to some extent. But a lot of people object to use of material in that way because they say, well, it's just some kind of cultural chauvinism of you just steal other people's good ideas and fit them into your own. Well, of course that's true as well. That's
on
what
the
you're
other hand,
doing.
you might be expanding the perception of the individual music's ideals. Yeah.
Yes, one hopes so. I mean, I just have to use that material. There's no other way about it. I can't see anything better to do at the moment than that. I could play one of those pieces, perhaps.
Yeah, let's see.
Well, in fact, I have to play two. I have to first of all play one that doesn't have these vocalists on, which is a kind of bizarre disco song I'll play some of. And then after that there's a piece with an Ethiopian man. This is called Garbage Disco.
It's a new piece of music by Brian Eno. Brian, when's that coming out?
I think it should be in about a couple of months. It's something that David Byrne and I are working on together. Well, this is something I had done last year with a group of musicians in New York, one of whom was David, and now it's been co-opted into this new project. David and I have been working alone for a couple of weeks, and we had Prairie Prince come in one day. Prairie Prince, the drummer from the Tubes. In fact, he came in a couple of days. Great drummer, and he did some interesting work with us, which I'm just trying to find right now. It's difficult queuing up cassettes in.
There it is.
That's it, yeah. Okay, this features Prairie and David and myself and an unidentified Ethiopian man. So that was the Ethiopian man on an unfinished piece, which has no title as yet. David Byrne, myself, and Prairie Prince, and that should be on an album that's coming out in 2 months or something, I guess, whenever we finish it. This next piece, which I'm again trying to find on the cassette, is a very early piece. I mean, it's very early in the sense that hardly anything has happened to it yet, and it features an anguished Brooklyn man calling a talk station, and an oily politician replying to him. This song is called Mea Culpa.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I like that one
I
too.
like that very much. Is that finished now?
No,
That's
I've
the beginning of something.
that was the first two things that went on, the voices and the synthesizer. Since then I put on a cardboard box, 2 ashtrays, and a piece of marimba, which things now form the rhythm section of this song. David and I have been working in peculiar conditions in that we only have a couple of instruments, a guitar and a bass guitar, and we have a synthesizer.
What
So-
kind is that?
Prophet.
A Prophet
Yeah.
synthesizer?
And so all the percussion we wanted, we've derived from other sources like prepared piano and boxes and tins and so on and so on. And got some very nice sounds actually from those strange beginnings.
I take it if somebody gave you an enormous synthesizer to play with, that you would probably prefer to use your own equipment that you've had for years and you're familiar with. Is that accurate?
I tend to like little synthesizers. As I said last night, I trust anything I can carry, really. And those big synthesizers, I don't know if you really need all those options, you know. And anyway, when you're working in the recording studio, nearly all the extra power that a big synthesizer gives you is already built into the studio. You know, if you want the thing to be polyphonic, well, just track it a few times. You know, you don't have to have chordal synthesizers, for instance. I'm happy with the cheaper things and the simpler things, really.